The graphs in this section illustrate how a quantity changes over time. We typically put time on the horizontal axis and then whatever other thing is changing on the vertical axis. So you can see this first graph shows how world population changed from 10,000 BC to present. And by looking at this picture, can you come up with a verbal description of how world population changed? Try to be a little bit specific. So one thing you want to think about is the fact that we always read these graphs from left to right. And if you trace it as you go from left to right, then you can see how high on this axis world population was. So it was very low, very low, very low. And then all of a sudden, it started to grow very, very quickly. So here, I wrote something along those lines. Very small or relatively small for a very long time, and then around 2000 BC, so you can see there's a bit of liftoff right there, and it started to slowly increase, and then it really started increasing, and it's a little hard to see what year that might have been. Was that 1900 or 1950? Okay. So the horizontal axis measures time in years. It isn't stated, but I think it's obvious. And then the title of the graph says population. So there's no title here that says population, although sometimes we do that. Notice the increments on the horizontal axis. Are they consistent? So typically I try to get my students to label the numbers consistently. And if we were going by every 2,000 years, we would need to include the 8,000 and then go to 6,000 BC, 4,000, 2,000, 0. And then instead of including 2000 as a tick mark, they actually included 2021, which I believe was the last data included in this graph. So they took a few liberties to deviate from the conventional approach, but I can understand that here it might have just been a little too crowded, and they also wanted to point out that this is where the data stops.